thing. Hey, everybody.
That was
Yay.
awesome. I
I may
love
have
the
borrowed
camp.
some clips.
No, I mean, like, how did you get John Carpenter to guest appear on your video? That was amazing.
I just told him I was from Kentucky, and he's like, "Cool, I'm from Kentucky also."
Sure. Does it cost $50,000?
He's none the wiser. He's probably playing his video games.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, that was like, doesn't he live stream his video games or something, I heard? Or what was that?
He probably does. I don't know. I was
Yeah,
joking with Nick Caswell. I was like, "Why can't we get the native Kentuckians to come to these things?" He's like, "Who?"
right.
I said, "John and Tommy Lee." He said, "Oh yeah." I said, "You're from Tennessee, I mean, and you're here."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably need more money than what they'd make. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I mean, if Robert England can charge $100 a head, I'm sure he could probably ask for just as much or more.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Or
know.
Mark Hamill prices, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen. He's like ridiculous, isn't he? Let's
Yeah.
see who we got in the chat.
Yeah.
We've got 1 a.m. Jerry. He says, "What's up?"
What's up? Hello.
And I think that's all.
He
Big
said
party of
someone
three at the
needs to
moment.
make a Christine game.
Yeah, there was just recently a Ash versus Evil Dead and Halloween game that came out.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind of
wonder
like
how that's
retro.
gonna
I don't know.
work. How are you
I don't
gonna
know.
play Halloween? I mean, like, what's the object of the? Is it a board game
No,
or
it's an actual video game. Like it's like old
oh,
school, like
side scrolling?
Castlevania. Yeah, side scrolling. It
Okay.
looks like Double Dragon, from Nintendo days, kind of like.
Okay. That'd be cool. So Christine could be almost like a racing game, like a
Yeah,
Mario Kart. You could have Christine and then the Green Goblin and like the Death Proof car. You could have all these different cross property cars and
yeah.
drive them around Mario Kart style.
Jeepers Creepers,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the car from Phantasm. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then run people over, and every person you kill, you get points for.
Have Ash's car that's in all of his movies.
Yes, yes. That would
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Let's make it happen. We're gonna
You gotta make
crowdfund
it.
that, guys.
Yeah. Well, our buddy Cody's supposed to be joining us, but I think he was running a little bit late, so I don't know if we should wait. I mean, it's a 2-hour movie, and I don't want to keep everyone on too late.
Okay. It's up. You're the host.
Let's see. I'm gonna get mine queued up. I haven't even queued it up yet.
I'm at the
Columbia lady.
yes. I was like, my brain was not working right.
Okay. Yeah, I've got her holding the torch. So,
Me too. I'm ready when you're ready.
all right, we will count down from three. And three, two.
We're never gonna live that down, David.
It's classic.
That was like the most fun watch party so far. I mean, they've all been fun, but that one was extra fun.
Yeah. That was
Your
what,
wig,
just
you thought
me?
me and
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like you took that wig off very quickly. You're like, this thing's
I also
hot.
have it on. It was hot.
Oh, let me
It's
turn the
ser-
volume up a little tiny bit. Yeah.
I don't
I
hear
love
anything
the
yet. Doesn't it start with like the engine revving?
yeah,
There we
right
go.
at the
Yeah.
Christine. Yeah.
Yeah. I just heard it. Is that too loud on my side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I love the like I'm a sucker for good fonts, and this is a really good font. Like I love John Carpenter's fonts. I don't know. Him and Stephen King. And this is so boring. Like somebody, they tune in, they're gonna be like, they're discussing fonts? Are you serious? But
So I tried to find a few little factoids, and one of them I found was that Christine was named after George Romero's ex-wife. Did you
okay.
know that? Did you know that?
I did not know that. No. Mm-mm.
All right. And also Stephen, or not Stephen King, but John Carpenter was already working on Firestarter when he
Yes.
got approached about doing this.
Christine. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
very cool.
Which I wonder what Firestarter would have been like if he had gotten that film. I mean, I liked Firestarter, but I wonder what he could have done to it to make it even better.
Yeah. I will say I prefer the original over the remake we just got. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
like the special effects that were in the remake. I mean, they were more up to date and looked
Right.
legit, but
Better.
I don't
Yeah.
know. The story was better. I thought with the original one.
Yeah, and you have Drew Barrymore. I mean, not to knock John Carpenter because, but you said yourself, like the score was kind of, you thought almost like sounded like rehashed Halloween
Halloween.
music.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounded like it was stuff that
So
was on the cutting room floor.
probably may have been. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then like for the original film, we had Tangerine Dream,
yeah.
and they, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they've had a dud score out of the bunch that I've heard. I haven't heard them all, but so. But this is really cool how they show her getting born, being created, which I
Is
think is
this
interesting.
different from the book? Because I think I saw a fact somewhere that Carpenter tried to take a page out of a Hitchcock and was wanting to like show the car be born and then have a body fall out at the end, which didn't happen. But you see this guy get maimed.
Well, you see someone maybe die here in a
Oh,
second.
okay.
The
Yeah,
guy smoking in the
the
car.
cigar. Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And I love that she speaks through her music. Like you can
yeah.
tell what's going to happen by the song that is playing. So, but no, I mean, it's been a minute since I read the book. But I'm pretty darn sure they don't have anything like this where they show her being born. So, this I think is all new. So, which is a good idea.
Are you familiar with the Transformer movies with Bumblebee? Like he kind of like did the same thing with the radio. He would like
Oh,
play
okay.
stuff and it would kind of
Yeah.
communicate because he was mute.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
cool.
No, I haven't seen them. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
But that's kind of true with any music does say a lot for us. There's
yeah,
think about there's certain songs that bring up certain memories, certain feelings, right? So
yeah.
certain things in your past or so like your wedding song or whatever, something played at prom or graduation. What? Shut up. Was it
No wedding
Journey?
song. No, it was Savage Garden.
Truly, madly, deeply.
I knew I loved you before I met you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Well, ours was since we got married on Elvis's birthday, it was I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, and From This Moment On by Shania Twain. So,
Was that August 16th?
huh?
Is that August 16th?
No, that's the day he died.
Oh, he died. Okay, that's
Yeah, he
Madonna's
was
birthday.
born January 8th.
That's my sister's birthday.
Okay. Okay, so I have a little tidbit about this, just pertaining to my YouTube channel. I posted my video, which is still one of my most popular videos with this song.
Hmm.
Her cover, Tandy Tucker's cover of this song. Someone left me a comment, and I argued with them back and forth that they said this song was not in Christine. And I said, yes, it is. And they said, no, it is not. You are stupid. And it's like,
Did you post this clip to show them?
yes, I tagged it. I found it online and I tagged it to them. And I think I finally like got rid of, I think I deleted the comment or something because it, or maybe they deleted it. I don't remember, but I do vividly remember them arguing with me about this particular song, that it was never in the film. I'm like, yes, it is. It's not on the soundtrack, but it's in the film.
Yeah.
Heath Gordon,
Was this before Jaws 2 or after Jaws 2?
I think after, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Wasn't that Jaws 2? When did that come out? Ah,
I want to say like 80.
78.
Oh,
78.
70.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is much
Yep.
after.
Yep. He was in that, and then what is that? I put him in my like kissing montage. And I can't remember the name of the film he was in. I'd have to look up his filmography, but he's now a director. So,
Oh, is he?
hmm
Was it Dressed to Kill? Legend of Billie Jean?
maybe it was yeah, it might have been Legend of Billie Jean.
I forgot he was in that one. I haven't seen that movie in ages.
I
That
have it
was one
on
of my
Blu-ray, but
favorites. Yeah, from the
grown up,
80s. Yeah.
yeah. So this film was like one of the, I think, wasn't it like the most vulgar language-wise up to that point? There was the most bad words, F-bombs and such as that. And then I think what Scarface came out the same year later, and then blew it out of the water, something like that.
I know there's a lot of the P word in this movie.
Yeah, there's peas, and yeah, there's yeah. I think I'm right about that. Like it had the most amount of bad language
Yeah.
for the time. So
Hey, Michael, we're watching Christine. We just started it. We are at the
locker.
about the 750 point. They're at the lockers, getting
Yeah.
ready to see the new girl in school.
Yes. Did you
Did you know
guys
she
have?
was a
Did you?
twin? Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you have lockers like that, or that were built into the locker, or did you use an actual lock
We had
in
to
high
buy our
school?
own padlocks.
We did too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Now, I bought my padlock in 7th grade, and I used the same one all
Oh,
through my whole high school career.
yeah.
32, 14, 24. I still remember it. Oh, that's what's her name? That's Mrs. Travolta.
Oh, is it?
That was,
Um,
yeah, the blonde.
what?
Um, oh my gosh, John Travolta's
Yeah,
wife that died.
I'm drawing a blank too.
Um, oh my gosh, Kelly Preston. Kelly Preston.
Kelly
Yeah,
Preston.
yeah.
You know, I can maybe believe that Arnie and his friend there are high school age, but this guy that's talking now about the
Oh
new
yeah,
girl,
yeah. And he needs a. Didn't he ask for a book to put over his? You know what?
yeah.
She's pretty, Alexander Paul.
Yeah. So I didn't know she was a twin, and when I was doing my history or factoid thing, there was a thing about they pulled a prank on Carpenter during the filming.
Yeah, yeah. It was at the um wasn't it
Typo
towards the
there.
end of the film? That's okay.
Maybe, but during the scene, I guess he felt something was off, and then all of a sudden she's like behind him delivering the dialogue, and he's like,
Yep.
"What the heck?"
Well, there's a picture, you can find it online. There's a picture of him with her and John Stockwell there when they're up in the bulldozer at the end.
Oh yeah.
Not to spoil anything. And John Carpenter, he's looking up at her like he's kind of giving her the side eye, and it was her sister. It's not
Oh,
her, it's her sister. So yeah, that's funny. Well, and
why would
then
he
like
pose it?
there's a lot. There's
Go ahead.
oh what's her name? Oh my gosh. Linda Hamilton's a twin too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and her twin is seen in Terminator 2 in some of the cutscenes. So, oh, the discount John Travolta.
Yeah. Who looks like he's
Now,
30 years old.
he is not a teenager. He looks like he could be in Greece. Like, seriously. Yeah, that's the discount Vinnie Barbarino.
Yeah. And the guy in the back in the flannel shirt looks familiar too. He's been in other movies.
Yeah, let me think. He's in some film where he like carries around a lizard all the time.
Yeah.
And I
Uh,
can't place what movie it is. But yes, I've seen that character actor before. That is gross. Who would
yeah, he's
carry
one of
around
those.
yogurt and not refrigerate it? Okay, you got to tell me as a man, what's coming up here in just a second is very, very low blow. Watch, hold on.
Tripping him?
I've seen this film too many times. Okay, what Moochie does to Dennis here in just a second, you got to tell me, not that, but
They trip him, right? And make him fall?
well, they trip him, yes, and then
Arnie.
poor Arnie,
Is he that blind?
he's like Velma.
I was gonna say, I think it's Scooby Doo. Is like,
Yeah,
man,
right
you
here,
can't.
right here. So he punches him, and then that guy, like,
Oh,
see, I mean, like, isn't that like a man-to-man code that you do not do that to one another? Like, you don't grab a guy's cock and sorry, but you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. If I was in a fight, I mean, I'm gonna fight dirty. I'll
that
kick.
dirty. I mean, like, maybe kick him in the balls, but you don't
Yeah.
grab him by the
No.
balls like that,
No.
right? So
No.
now, Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, his brother's an actor, and he was working on a show with the guy that played Moochie, the chubby guy. And so I sent my vinyl soundtrack, my original Christine soundtrack, to Brandon to have his brother get it signed
Yeah.
by Moochie for me. So
Was it Malcolm? Is that his name?
I don't
Malcolm?
know. I don't know, but I just thought, ooh, to get a signature, sure. See, there's 3 F-bombs, right? Pretty quick. I
I
might be
think
like
you're
a
about
touch ahead of
5 seconds
10
ahead of
seconds.
me. Yeah.
There we go. I paused it for a couple seconds to get back in sync.
I'm gonna call the cops. and he just reached into his pocket and he's
Grabbed the knife, the switchblade.
yeah, and just tossed it and it opened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How tough can you be really with a name like Buddy?
Is Vinny tough? Vinny
No,
Barbarino?
no. Well, maybe more tough than Buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not John. I almost said John Carlin. George Carlin does a whole bit on like names, like why name your boys these weak names, like Cody and Todd. Sorry if I offended anybody.
Cody's not here to defend himself.
I know. He knows that skit though. He knows it. He knows it's true.
Yeah. I always like that song from Johnny Cash, "A Boy Named Sue."
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How do you
Yes.
do?
Dude, how do you do? Now you're gonna die. Here we see her.
So are we to assume that the guy that owned this previously died 6 weeks before this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been
So,
sitting there for 6 weeks and it looks like that? Uh,
well, here's my theory about the film is she lost her owner, right? He died. So she kind
uh,
of
gets
maybe
depressed.
she's depressed. Yeah, that's how I look at it. Yeah.
It's just,
Um,
it's always funny to me how like he's so infatuated at the word "go" with this car.
I mean, think of it as a woman, David.
Yeah.
He's enamored by her. It's love at first sight, my friend. He doesn't see the flaws. He's already, you know, taken by her. Oh,
Nothing smells better than except maybe.
yeah. Mr. LeBay. Now, here's what I find funny. Okay. You have Robert's Blossom, rest in peace, right? This was in what, 1983, right? This film?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
83.
then less than a decade later, he's Old Man Marley in Home Alone, which is one of your favorite films. And he looks better in Home Alone almost 10 years later than he does here. So I don't know if it's the way they costumed him, the way they wanted him to look haggard, but he's much more fleshed out in Home Alone. A little heavier, but he looks so much better in Home Alone than he does here. I mean, the back brace does no one any favors. So
Did Christine break his back?
no, he's just a decrepit old fart. Famous line should be on a T-shirt.
Be in my T Public store.
Yeah. Hey, that might be gold right there. Gold.
No.
There's shirts that say, I was looking it up earlier for like graphics, but there's shirts that say, his famous liners like, you don't think, what does he say? Something about like, you don't know half as much as you think you do, shitter. And it said, death to the shitters on there. And but in the book, the story revolves around Arnie and then also his brother, Roland LeBay. Roland, his brother, obviously is the original owner of Christine.
It's like
So
in the book?
what?
Is there like a
What?
flashback in the book that happens?
Well, no, it's more like, which I understand why they had to abandon this back then, but it's more like a ghost. The ghost
Oh.
of Roland LeBay is inhabiting Christine.
Oh, okay.
So, which it then in turn is possessing the car and possessing Arnie because he starts talking like him and acting like him, and so
So LeVay wasn't possessed by Christine. It was only after he died that he possessed Christine.
well,
I'm confused.
it gets a little convoluted, yeah.
Okay.
And it's been a while since I read the book, so I watched the film way more than I've read the book. So,
The only
share
book I've ever read by Stephen King was It,
it.
and
Oh my god!
I'd read part of Needful Things, but then I put it down and never picked it back up. I don't know why.
Well, pick a smaller book. It is like
Oh yeah, it was. But I had the
massive.
hardcover. It was like
Yeah,
it had like the green hand coming out of the grate. I think
like the
was
one
the
that you got me.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
then Needful Things was also a hardcover, and it was like the blue spine with the store on the
Mm-hmm.
front.
Mm-hmm. I would probably go with some shorter books to start with to get back into him because he can get so long-winded and
Yeah.
you know.
Erin was trying to read one recently, and she said she had a hard time just getting into it. I forget what it was called, Fairy Tales or something like that.
Oh yeah, I have it. I haven't read it yet, but I have it. She would like The Institute, probably.
There was an HBO series that came out with Jason Bateman, and it was based on King, and I really liked it. I forget what it was called though.
Was it The Outsider?
It's he's maybe he's a baseball coach, and then like this kid just disappears or dies on the field or something like that, and uh,
Was it recently?
it was in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, I mean they're adapting so much King.
Yeah. Hey Eric,
Hi Eric.
we are watching Christine tonight, and Arnie has just purchased Christine, and parents aren't too thrilled about it. And he's taking it to Darnell's garage now. We're at the 22-minute mark, just about.
Yep. Now, would your parents have thrown a big fit if you brought home a car like that? Or would they
If
have
I
been
paid
okay
for it
about
myself, they'd be like, "It's your money," you know.
it? Yeah. Yeah.
My first car, I paid I think $300. I bought it from my aunt. It was a 1981 Omega Oldsmobile.
It's like a little
Yeah.
hatchback or is it a or is
No,
it
it was
a
a four-door like sedan,
okay.
and I called it Simba because it roared.
Oh.
It was just it
My
was
first my first car was a 1974 Chevy Nova.
wow.
Yep. And then I flipped
Earthmobile.
it over kind of. Yeah, it was not blue. It was more I don't know, kind of about the color my walls aren't this yellow in real life, but about the color of the walls, like
Yeah.
baby poop yellow.
Uh, oh, that old autumn color that all the refrigerators
Yeah,
were back then. Yeah.
kind of. Yeah, yeah. And I flipped it over my senior year. So, on accident.
Is your
But
dad a garage monkey, Eric? Grease monkey? I guess it was the right word.
close enough.
Yeah,
No,
both my brothers and my dad know a lot about cars. I never, I can change my oil. That's about it.
yeah.
And check my windshield wiper fluid.
Okay. I know how to check the tire pressure,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
and I
can do
know
that too.
I can jump my battery, but that's about it. So now, didn't they have like I think if I remember right, they had didn't they have like 20 or 25 of these cars that they kind of kept in various
States.
conditions
Yeah.
for the different scenes and the different needs of the car, like um
I don't know how many there were in total. Was it 25?
it might have been more than that. I pulled that out of the air,
I was thinking
but
it
it
was probably
sounded right.
less. In the film, Christine, more than 30 cars. I'm sorry, more than 30 cars were used to
Okay,
portray the possessed Plymouth Fury,
so it's
in,
close.
including Plymouth Furies, Belvederes, and Savoys.
So
I
they
don't
they
know.
made them look like the Plymouth Fury, like they
Yeah.
made them customize the fronts and the backs and.
So this car color isn't
Uh-uh.
okay. I didn't
It
think it was when
wasn't
it.
real.
Yeah.
No, they didn't come off the yeah, they didn't make them the red color then. That was custom for. And then I think if I remember reading an interview by Stephen King or something, the reason he wanted the Fury because it was a forgotten car. Because
Mm,
everybody knew the Mustang and everybody knew the 57 Chevy, da da da. And that Plymouth Fury was one of those big boat distinctive looking cars, but then everybody kind of had forgotten about it. So that's why he wrote it about that kind of car. So, and the neat thing, excuse me, the neat thing about the book, if I remember right, every chapter starts with like a song lyric.
oh yeah.
So, again, kind of coinciding with what we hear her play, how she speaks through the music. So, but now my dad and brothers were car guys. My dad had a car very similar to Dennis's car. Dennis is
Yeah.
driving a Charger, like probably a Dukes of Hazzard era Charger,
Yeah.
because it looks like it. It's just blue. But my dad, they drove Dodge and Plymouth cars like that, sports car. I mean, not muscle cars. So
Was the generally a Charger or a Challenger?
Charger.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yep, '69 Dodge Charger. I was a member of the Dukes of Hazzard fan club growing up, so
I had a Dukes of Hazzard big wheel,
do you?
and huh?
Do you still have it?
No, I had one.
Did you wreck it?
I would pretend to wreck it when I was riding it. Yeah.
I mean, what happened to it?
I don't know. It's probably
Oh, that
I
thing
grew
would
I
be worth
outgrew
some
it.
money.
Yeah. And then we collected Hot
Kit?
Wheels, and we had the carrying
Oh,
case with the Dukes of Hazzard on the.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had Dukes of Hazzard underoos as a kid. Well, I love the Dukes of
Oh,
Hazzard.
see? I'm gonna hope to meet John Schneider. But you know what? I guess it's not an outstanding price, but I think it's like starts at $60 to meet him.
Really? That's how much it was for
Yeah.
Nick Castle.
Oh, yeah, but that's Nick Castle.
But
I mean,
Nick Castle never had any speaking lines.
that's true. That's true. And you never really saw his face, did you? So,
Right, yeah, yeah.
except in Halloween Ends, see anything you like?
Yeah.
Oh. Eric says Dennis has a '68 Charger with a vinyl roof, maybe? Yeah, roof. So, and he's asking if we have seen this film before or is it a first time watch? A few times before.
Yeah, I've seen it a half dozen times, probably more.
I, I've I've been watching this movie since I was a kid, off and on. Like I remember my aunt having it. I have the VHS tape. I have a rental tape over there of it, which that's a whole topic to talk about. Like,
Is it?
do you remember? Well, like the Columbia. Here, let me go get it. Hold on. Be right back.
This is probably the third time I've watched it this year, if I'm being
Okay.
honest.
So this is what I wanted to do. I don't know if anybody would be interested in this, but I love, again, going back to the fonts. I
Yep.
love this spine on these old Columbia VHS tapes.
Hmm.
That bold black and white. You could see it clearly marked on a shelf when it was on,
Yep.
like at the video store. You'd have a bunch of them lined up like that. You could read it easily. This one's still sealed, never been opened.
Oh wow.
So
Nice.
yeah, hopefully there's no mold in it, but yeah. So
If it's sealed, I
Anyway,
mean, it shouldn't be, right? I don't know.
hope not, but you never know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I,
So,
I don't even own a VCR player. I've got a few VHSs, but I don't have a player.
well, you can get one at Goodwill for like 5, $10 if you really wanted to have one. So
Yeah.
they're
But how
coming
would you?
back.
Can you? I mean, do they sell adapters where you can plug them into these new TVs?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah. Well, no, I just use audio video cables.
Okay.
I mean,
'Cause
it's not going to stretch it. I don't ever stretch it out to fit the
no,
television. It's all cropped
no.
in, but it plays fine.
Yeah.
If there's a notion, if there's a movie that I want to watch on VHS, then I will do that. And
Do you get to see the
but I'll
little
tell
track
you,
marks?
sometimes, yeah,
Oh, that'd
yeah,
be
I've
just
got
something to
tapes that
see.
track. Yeah, I've got a couple tapes that track really bad. Like my copy of The Shining, I bought it. I mean, I didn't have a copy. I was not able to find one, so I bought one on eBay. Supposed to be in excellent condition, and it tracks terribly. And
Oh
I mean, no
wow.
matter how you run the tracking, you can never get it to not track. So I was very disappointed. But I almost kind of like it. It's very chaotic
Yeah.
when you watch it. So, but I would like to see VHS tapes make a comeback. So, then maybe it will. So,
We are at the part where Arnie is sitting in the car at the garage, and
we're about
I don't know.
31:15 is what I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Now the guys are gawking at Lee, the new girl, in the library. Yep, see, there's Kelly Preston. She's so pretty. What I wouldn't give to be that eraser. Did you have, we had libraries like that.
Yeah. We do too.
Okay, so let's see, which child was it? It's probably even worse now, but when Presley had her like high school orientation, it was down in the library, the high school library. And it was sad to see that library because like the shelves empty. Like
Really. Yeah.
they weren't packed full like those are. It was like almost every shelf was half empty. And it's so sad because I guess
There's a
they phase
pretty
out
good
books.
sized, yeah, there's a pretty good
Yeah.
sized library at the school where Aaron teaches, but kids don't even have books to bring home from school anymore. It's all done in
Mm,
class on their computers and
yeah.
laptops, and it's just the kids these
No
days
wonder.
have got it made
Right.
so easy, and they're so pampered.
Do they though, David? I mean, they don't know how to write. They can't hold a pencil correctly. A lot of them. They
They
have
can't write
no
cursive.
they're no. They don't teach it. Presley learned 6 months. They had one semester in like fourth grade where they taught cursive, and that's it. I remember learning it third grade. Boom, third grade hit. You were learning cursive.
I'm just saying they're pampered in the fact that, if they're failing a class, they can take an assignment home and do it and get like these huge bonus points just so they can pass the class. I mean, back when
Oh,
we were in school, if you failed the class, you had to repeat it.
you failed.
You
Yes.
failed.
No. Yeah. Yeah. But that's not a. I don't know. Not a good
No,
problem.
it's
I
not.
mean,
It's setting them up for, you
I
know.
mean, I didn't. I only went one semester to college, but I will assume college is harder than high school. So, if they can barely pass high school, how in the heck are they going to pass college? You
Yep.
know? So,
Hey, Dean.
I do I would love that charger. Oh, I'd love to have that car.
Yeah.
Man,
If I ever won the lottery, I would get myself a Dodge Charger.
I would too. And I want a kit car with the
Mm.
lights.
What was that? Was that a Trans Am or
Night Rider?
Camaro? Yeah.
It,
Was
oh
it
shit.
Trans Am?
Trans Am or Firebird, wasn't it? It wasn't a Camaro.
It wasn't a Camaro, no.
No.
Smokey had the
Smokey had the
Firebird.
Trans Am.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Smokey and the Bandit had the Firebird. I mean the Trans Am.
Kit was a Pontiac Trans Am.
Okay. Yeah. Just a few years newer.
1982. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When you say kit car, I thought you meant like something like a kit.
No,
KIT, not
Night Industries 2000.
a night
The
in
top,
Titan.
or a car, a KARR.
Oh, the red one? Was that the red one in the series?
No, that's the black one with the. No, that's the black one with the yellow light. Kit had the red light, and the bad car had the yellow light. I think, if I remember correctly.
But then there was a reboot like later on, like in the early 90s
2000.
or 2000s. It was like a
Yeah.
red car. Yeah.
Something, I don't know. Yeah. See, there was so many good cars back in the 80s and 70s. I mean, the A-Team van,
Oh yeah, the black with the red stripe down the.
the stripe going, yeah, Starsky and Hutch and
Well, Face from 18 drove that white little Corvette or something like that. That was cool.
yeah, Airwolf.
Airwolf. Was there was there another like stealth kind of plane, Nighthawk or
I think that was a show, Nighthawk.
yeah,
Nighthawks.
that was the movie with Stallone.
Well, yeah, that was, yeah.
That was a good movie too. I liked it.
This is funny. He's wearing a nice blazer over that.
Nice place.
See, no shitter ever came between him and Christine.
Yeah, I'm like 2 seconds behind you.
Only time I ever interfered with it was when Rita killed herself. Who's Rita? His wife. Here, rat that about her. She died the same way he did. Then I made him get rid of it. For decency, you know?
Oh.
I came back 3 weeks later.
See?
What do you mean came back?
Yep. He's very smart.
The score in this is really kind of sparse up until like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, it used a lot of music.
Yeah. I've got another fun fact to share.
Okay.
Where was it? There were 2 cameos cut from the end of the movie. George Thorogood was one of them, and then the guy that wrote the screenplay. They said that George Thorogood's performance wasn't really all that great, so it was cut from the movie.
Well, but was he? Go ahead. Sorry.
The other guy was the screenwriter, Bill something.
Bill. I have the poster up on my wall. I can't read it that far away. Sorry.
Yeah.
What did was George Thorogood the guy playing the radio at the end? Like,
I don't know.
Because we're not there yet. We'll discuss that when we get there. We don't want to spoil anything. There's your license plate you need, CQB241. Do you have that one?
It's on the wall.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, I've got that one. The license plate from the Halloween car.
Okay.
Eating you or be eating you, whatever it says. Ecto 1 and Groovy from Ash versus Evil Dead.
Okay. You need Okay, this is something to look up. Look up John Hughes movie license plates.
Ass man.
Because in Ass Man, that's in Kramer. That's in Seinfeld, dude. But no, John Hughes would he would kind of tease his other films with the license plates.
Yeah.
Like one of them in one of the films, I can't remember which one it is offhand, but one of them it's Mr. Mom.
Mm.
Obviously to pay homage to Mr. Mom. Um, One of them's like EM's like let look it up. Look that up. There's a bunch of license plates that pertain to all of his different films. It's pretty cool.
Nervous for Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, NRV. Yeah, nervous for the Cameron's dad's car. Yeah. Whoever did the stunt coming up, they they got hit hard. Ugh. I don't like watching kissing like that. I'm sorry. Just don't. Oh.
Uh, Dino says the Wyatt and Gary plates from Weird Science.
Oh yeah, yeah, uh-huh, yeah. When they drive the car.
Yeah.
Hey Dino, do you like the Malakas? That film is so funny. We need to watch Weird Science. There's a lot to talk about on that movie. Oh,
What's up, dudes?
you spit in this. Will you just cover yourself?
When Anthony
Bill
Michael Hall,
Paxton.
when he's drunk, sitting with those
Yeah,
jazz
the
musicians and
black.
stuff, he's like,
Yeah,
Titty.
yeah. That's man. I love this girl, man. He played a good drunk. I bet he.
Yeah.
I would think he had never been drunk yet at that age because he was what 16, 17 then, maybe. But
And then we ended up with Evil Must Die. Evil dies
oh my
tonight.
God,
Oh.
he looks. I tell you what, Anthony Michael Hall anymore. I'll have to dig out a photo. I'll have to find a picture. He reminds me of my Uncle Len now. Like my Uncle Len is in his 70s now, but just that kind of round face and the, no
Yeah.
hair, light hair. So,
Yeah. He had that TV series briefly where he was, it was a Stephen King, The Dark Half. Was that what it
or
was?
was it, yeah, the Dead Zone?
Or The
Dead
Dead
Zone.
Zone? Yeah.
No,
Dead Zone.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He and James Spader just haven't really aged that well, have they?
no, God. And James Spader was good looking when he was younger. He really was. He had that hair
I
and
love him in that series he did, the Black, um,
the Blacklist.
the
Black.
Blacklist. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's good.
Yeah. He does creepy well.
He's a good heavy. He really is. Like he was him and oh him and what who am I thinking? What's his name? From the Karate Kid.
Oh yeah,
William
the blonde
Zabka,
guy.
Billy
Yeah.
Zabka. They were both good bullies. They really were smarmy and slimy.
I never watched the Karate Kid series on Netflix. Is it worth checking out?
Um, yes, it's cheesy. I mean, it's
Don't they like flip the roles and make Daniel kind of a dick and make William Zabka kind of like
you
the good
you
guy?
yes, you kind of feel sorry for Billy Zabka. Yes, it's good. It's just I watched like the first 3 or 4 seasons pretty solidly. Um, but it's pretty heavy on the cheese factor.
Really?
But it's not bad. There's a lot of like 80s nostalgia, and I mean, he's like he loves his, certain metal music, and he what oh God, what is the film he watches all the time? Iron Eagle. Like
Oh yeah,
Johnny Lawrence is a big Iron Eagle fan. Like he's
yeah.
sitting cracking a Coors banquet beer and watching Iron Eagle on TV, and so. But did you know Anthony Michael Hall was and I probably still is the youngest one of the youngest members to ever be cast on Saturday Night Live?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He didn't make it very long. I think he was
I don't
only on
remember that
what, a
much
season or
from that
two.
era. Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
That
that
was
was
before.
in the 80s.
Yeah, I got into it when it was like Dana Carvey and
Yeah.
Chris
The
Farley and
best time, yeah.
yeah, and then Will Ferrell and them came along and they were funny too.
Yeah, I watched it pretty heavily up until early 2000s. Then, like,
Yeah.
oh boy. Give her, let's just go there, David. Give her make out in a drive-in.
Nope. Drive-ins were kind of defunct before
Yeah,
I was at that age.
yeah, same.
I mean, they were still around, but you had to like drive a pretty good ways to go to one. And I never really came to Winchester where I live now until I met my wife. So, but there used to be
Hmm.
one here in town. I'd
Oh,
love to
okay.
buy it and open it up and show old movies, but I
Well,
don't know.
there's two around me. They're both about almost an hour away each way. There's one this way and one south. So they're both digital now. The one in Lamar that's an hour away, they just redid the screen.
Hmm.
It used to be like this cinder block screen,
Yeah.
kind of crappy looking, but they just redid it and they're both open, and it's packed every weekend. You have to order your tickets in advance. They
Wow.
have selective seatings or selective parking for the cars, and it's a big deal. They really came back hard after during COVID and post COVID, so
Yeah. The
which is
last movie
awesome.
the last movie I saw at a drive-in was the final movie in the Harry Potter series.
Okay.
So it's been I don't know 15 years now. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Well,
God, it's hard to believe.
like I've only been twice in my life, and the last time we went, we saw Shrek, the fourth Shrek movie. We took the
Uh,
kids when they were young, and we didn't even make it to the second film because they were zonked out,
hmm
hours into the film. So we just, you know, it would have
Yeah,
been more fun now with them older.
we took the girls to see the Willy Wonka with Johnny Depp when it came out at the drive-in, and they enjoyed
Hmm.
it. But then I don't know. After that, they were just too tired, so we left before the second movie started, which was like
Yeah.
the new Transformers or something like that. So is Arnie all of a sudden able to see because he has contacts, or is Christine making him see things better, more clearly?
Yeah. Well,
So another fun
either
fact
way,
is she's a vegetarian, so in this scene she was pushing the meat in and just nibbling on the bun.
just eat the bun. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Poor girl.
What else was she in after? I mean, was she in other
Oh,
big movies? I mean, she's
um,
attractive.
well, the thing I know her from, which was probably if not one of the most popular shows to come out of the 90s. And let me give you a hint, and I'll do it very slow.
Wonder Woman? Bionic Woman?
Come on. Okay, Bathing
Baywatch?
suit. Yes.
Okay. I'm an idiot.
Nobody. Oh, please do not watch this in the future, people. No,
I didn't get the
she's
full effect, Beth. They weren't bouncing while
no,
you were doing it.
and I'm fully clothed. So this guy cops a good feel, really. He's
Yeah,
getting
he
right in
does.
there. Anyway, no, she was on Baywatch. So
Okay. I never really watched that. Seriously.
sure,
I didn't really. I mean,
really.
what's her name? Alexandra. Paul?
Mm-hmm. Baywatch was required viewing for boys your age.
So was Xena Warrior Princess, but I didn't watch that either.
It's true. Yeah. You were probably more of a Kelly Bundy kind of gal, weren't you?
I was more
Or
in the Scully
Scully. Okay, so you like
X-Files.
brains.
Yeah. No, I was watching. I didn't watch Married with Children, but that was nice.
Cody wants to know what minute are you guys on? 50 minutes, 12 seconds ish.
I'm at 50-10, so yeah,
Okay.
ish.
Oh, well, I guess you should tell him, right? 50, 25. Boom. Sent. Boom.
Eric says he's been trying for a jacket with a collar like Arnie's red jacket that he wears later on.
Oh. Okay, when he comes, yeah. I know which one he's talking about.
Is it like a Nehru jacket? Is that what it is? I'm trying to remember what it was.
I think he wears it when he goes to he goes to visit Dennis in the hospital.
Okay.
I think that's the jacket he's talking about, if I remember right. It's kind of got a big collar, like kind of leftover 70s era
Okay.
kind of jacket. Because this was the early 80s. So I think, not everybody got rid of their 70s fashion. That's where my mind goes.
Well, it's all coming back now.
Big time. Big
Yeah.
time. The 90s are back, David.
Oh no. Hey, Cody.
Cody.
Hey, I finally made it. Sorry. What minute marker are you on now?
51:34 for me.
Okay.
Arnie's just got in the car in the rain and it's not starting.
Yeah.
Come on, Christine.
Come on. Come on, girl.
Come on, baby, please. He's got that crazy look in his eyes.
Yeah. Well, I do. Wonder why.
Okay, I think I'm caught up now.
Cool.
Just
they
about
shot
in
this.
time. But sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say they shot this in Pasadena, I think. I think
And
they
now they
a
shot
lot of it.
Halloween. Was Halloween also
Yeah,
in Pasadena?
I think they shot this kind of in and around the same kind of area, especially in the beginning when they're in the neighborhoods and driving, down that road to see Christine. I think that was kind of in the same vicinity where they did Halloween. I think.
Well, I know Halloween and the Elm Street house are all like within a block of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to go see it. It'd be cool.
Me too. Let's go. We get a camper, big bus camper, and go. Take all our families with us and road trip. Maybe we need 2 campers. Uh-oh.
I always used to think the Darnell's garage was so awesome. Because I've always had a barn or a shop to work in, but it's not like big enough to drive a car in and turn it.
Yeah.
Just to have that much room indoors would be
Oh.
cool. They said, I think it might be in the commentary or maybe a featurette, but it was a plant where they made wire in World War II.
Okay. Yeah.
And they split the building in half, and one half was Darnell's garage, and the other half was where they worked on all the cars.
Yep. I think I remember that too. Yeah.
Like down there at the end is the wall they built to split the 2 buildings.
Oh, this is hard to watch.
It's a beautiful car.
I know.
They said that filming this scene was not a lot of fun because they were instructed by Carpenter to actually try to tear this car apart, and they end up with like real cuts and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just painful to watch. I guess it would be kind of fun to try, but it
It's
just
another
feels
one.
wrong.
It's another one of them movies where all the teenagers look like they're 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Beth called him the discount Vinnie Barbarino.
Yeah.
The great value.
Yeah. Yes. Best choice.
There you go.
That's what we have here. There's the jacket he's talking about, I think.
Okay, yeah.
The one that was on display somewhere, what, Scarefest or somewhere else, or
Oh, I don't know.
No,
some?
one of the
One of the guys in the chat was saying he was trying to
yeah,
find that jacket.
yeah.
Oh, well, was there Christine people at the Scarefest, or maybe that was.
There was. I don't remember the jacket being there. I didn't pay
So
attention to that.
my friend Scott, I think maybe he posted up a picture of. Was Keith Gordon there?
This year?
Yeah.
I think he was there this year.
Okay. I think it was from there that he posted up a picture of the jacket that said it was the screen used jacket.
Oh, he's good. Oh, poor car. Oh boy. That'd
Yeah. Did a hell of a number on it.
be heartbreaking, really. I mean, think about that. You as a kid, you worked, spent all your money, and
Yeah. I
oh
remember just being upset if you found your car, soaped and shoe polished,
God. Ooh,
let alone something like that.
yeah. Or egged. Do kids even egg houses anymore? Or toilet paper?
Bologna's bad too for paint finishes.
Bologna?
Yeah.
Like sliced bologna?
It'll leave a ring, a perfect ring
Oh
if you throw it.
God. Do you know this from experience, David?
Not from it happening to me.
Oh.
We had a friend, and his CB handle was Wiener Dog. So that one night he was at the movies and they put like 10 packages of hot dogs on his car. They were all on the antenna and the windshield wipers, and just everywhere you could stick a hot dog, there was a hot dog.
Talk about a sausage party.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right back.
So apparently in this scene, Arnie's voice is slightly different because he was trying to make it sound more gravelly, and I think he had an asthma attack or felt one coming on and was just trying to
Oh.
push through it. Was that Harry Dean's, or what's that guy's name?
He's not yet. Harry Dean Stanton's coming up.
Okay.
Now, if I remember right, if you watch him and his dad have their altercation here in a second, I think you see the staircase shake. Like, you can tell, of course, it's a set.
Yeah.
I think he slams him up against it and it kind of moves.
Oh, my dad would have pushed me through the wall if I called him a motherfucker.
Oh my God, yes. See, that was the thing about my father, my dad. He was hard of hearing. He wore hearing aids, but I always called it selective hearing. I know he could read lips like no one else too, but I mean, you were to mumble under your breath a bad something like screw you or whatever. I mean, he would come unglued. He knew exactly what you were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have to hear you say it.
Not bad.
But
Yeah, my grandfather was completely deaf and he read lips too.
I couldn't get anything by him. This is the best scene.
I like it that this is where we finally get to see her engine. And that's where a lot of my useless factoids lie, is in the car itself.
Yeah.
It had the 350 big block in it, and it was the smallest of the. Oh, I think there might have been like a 341, but the smallest of the Mopar big blocks. 350, 383, and 400 were in that family, and then I think later came the 440, which was slightly different. You couldn't put the same intake on them.
Was that motor standard for that car at that particular time, or did they?
It was like, I think it was the top of the trim package at the time, maybe. I think they had done away with the first generation Hemis at the time, and it was called like the Commando V8, and it had 2 4-barrels on it.
Okay.
And it was still a pretty tough setup.
Is that spaghetti western guitar thing on the actual score? I love that tremolo when he. Well, now it sounds
This
like
here?
a cabaret. Yeah, this song.
I think it's on the soundtrack, right?
Okay.
This track,
Go ahead.
the kind of sexy music.
Yeah, sounds like a cabaret.
Yes,
or
it's
something
on
like
the
that.
soundtrack. Yeah.
I think it's called Harlem Nocturne, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just like that. It sounds like a spaghetti western at first, and then it kind of turns into that burlesque sounding music.
See, this is my fear. Back to that scene, the show me scene. That's my fear in them recreating this film or making it into a TV show. How can they top that? I don't want to see her CGI coming back together. I just don't want to see it. That is awesome. That still stands up and looks amazing.
Oh, it looks great. And this right here is my favorite scene of the movie. With that song just playing in the distance and passing those columns and seeing her set back there, and the way this whole scene is constructed, I just love.
Awesome.
So
and so you don't know if it's her, is it him in her, or we don't know yet,
Yeah.
Is that you, Cunningham?
I tend to think that, like, at this point in the movie, he's not in the car.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah. I don't think he's in the car until he fights his friends.
Yeah.
So,
I don't see the windows blacked out like that.
Mm-hmm. That's the idea, is to keep us guessing. I saw a video today. This girl, it was a YouTube short, and she gets in an Uber, a self-driving Uber vehicle, and she gets in the back seat of it, and she shows it all, and I don't, is it real? I don't know. Looks pretty real, but it showed the car driving itself, like turning the wheel itself and driving her home. So I love this track, that driving track.
Oh yeah.
I like that sting sound, like
yeah.
Yeah.
And
damn.
I love when she does the 180 here.
Yeah.
Now one thing I read somewhere said that they chain the rear end to the frame on one side to keep the body from pitching, to keep her level when she did that.
When she turned.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say, that's that big of a car to turn like that.
I love it too. It just, movie logic. Oh God, someone's trying to run me over. I'm going to run down the middle of the street.
Yeah. And there's nobody
I'm
around.
Yeah, I'm like the concrete guardrail. He just dove over. I mean, he could have stood on it and been safe.
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't have a fun movie, would we?
Right.
Now, if I remember right in the book, besides when the detective comes to bother him, they're also talking about all the paint that was down this alley and paint being embedded in Moochie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really mentioned in this.
Right. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to like talk to the stunt driver or whoever did the stunt driving of the car, especially here and then also in the burn scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a factoid about that later on, I think.
Spoiler. Sorry.
One other thing too, coming up right here that you see in the corner, November 23rd. I remember it wasn't until I got this on DVD and saw widescreen that I ever knew that there was dates, because
Oh.
I only ever watched the full frame VHS.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this and like Good, Bad, and the Ugly was about the first movies I watched widescreen and thought, God, there is a difference. There's a huge difference.
I showed off my still sealed VHS earlier.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. His eyes are crazy.
Yeah, he does that well.
Yeah. John Stockwell.
We had a guy at work that was his normal look, eyes like that, and they called him Crazy Eyes.
Isn't that the character on Orange is the New Black? That one black girl?
Yeah.
Anybody see that
I
show?
don't
Yeah.
know. I never watched that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I know who you're talking
you
about.
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
This
Well,
was about it was about 15 years ago. They called him Crazy Eyes, and there was another guy that was definitely on some anxiety medicine or Prozac. They called him Happy Pills. They had a nickname for everybody. I always wondered what my name was when I left the room.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, I
So
liked him.
that car that he's driving, is that a Duster, Cody? Do you know? It looks like a Duster. Sort
It's
of.
a Plymouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Plymouth, but I'm not too sure. I don't think it's a Duster.
Okay. Well, my dad had a Duster. It looked similar to that, not the same color, but same kind of body style. And that's what my dad drove all through my young life, I remember. Man, I
So
guess maybe it's not. Oh.
in the little scale Hot Wheels cars, I have several of the Christines. One of the companies has Junkin's car.
Oh,
It
really?
is one
Okay.
you can get. Yeah,
That's a deep cut.
it's like I think Johnny Lightning, that brand of car toys. I think they have the detective's car. I think they're the same ones that a few weeks ago when I went out on a little shopping trip, I found they did the cop car from the Terminator, and I found it for like $8, so I picked it up.
Eric says it's a Plymouth Fury from the 70s.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I was going to say Valère, but I didn't think that was right. But
Harry Dean Stanton. Have
so
you seen a documentary about him
no.
that they did? Kind of.
Uh.
You could look it up. They did it before he died, obviously, but he's been in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just off the top of my head, it's what, Alien, Kelly's
Pretty in Pink.
Heroes, Pretty in Pink, Green Mile.
Yeah. Oh God, I love
Yeah, Green Mile. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name in the Green Mile? Oh my God, I can't think of it off the top of
I
my head.
forget.
Oh shit. Yeah, and he likes to go to the they practice on him, right? At the electric chair. He's
Yeah.
like,
Escape from New York. He's in that one too.
Oh yeah, Escape from New York.
Yeah.
He was called Toot Toot.
Toots. Yeah, Toot. Toot. Yeah, that's right. That was my aunt's nickname. Don't ask me why. My great aunt, her name was Martha, and they called her. All I ever knew her was Aunt Toots. Don't know why. So.
Flatulence problem?
I don't know. I have no idea.
She ate all the beans at Thanksgiving dinner.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Magical fruit.
We had that. No, seriously, I had a great Aunt Toots. I had an Aunt Bob, which her name was not Bob. I had Aunt Doll, Doll, and her name was Dorothy. And was that all of them? Oh yeah, my Uncle Connolly was Uncle Connie. So we're just weird here in Missouri. We're weird. So
go for it, Eric. Let's hear your question.
Oh dear.
I'm pretty sure my sister had that nightstand table.
In her room?
Yeah. That
okay.
white
That
with the curvy front. Yeah.
Do you think the whole school was scared of Arnie and Christine at this point? The bullies never picked on him again.
I don't know. No, snitches get stitches, right? So no.
Fuck you, bitch.
That's a
will
weird.
make me hang up. If you say "fuck you" to me, I'm hanging up on you. I'm done.
Yeah, that's the way to win a woman.
Yeah. I don't know. Nowadays, girls might think that's charming.
Oh, and Buddy's car. Oh man, that Camaro's beautiful too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice car.
Not for long.
I love the wheels on it.
Yeah.
I had turbine wheels kind of like that on one of my trucks.
Eric, you're right. He says the sad part is some women like men who treat them like crap. That's
Oh
true.
yeah.
Is that the same car that Eleanor was in Gone in 66?
Going 60 seconds was a Mustang.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
68 Mustang, Shadow West?
I think she was 67.
67.
And I think this is a 67, maybe.
That's what Eric said. 67 Camaro.
Yeah. If it's got the vent windows, it's a 67.
Gotta love what do they call it? Rear projection or kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're driving. Oh,
friend of mine in high school, he had a 68 Camaro.
Camaro.
Yeah,
Nice.
looked about like this car practically, but it was light blue instead of that gray. It was one mean damn car. Him and his dad drag raced, and they took one of their drag race motors and put in that Camaro. That thing should not have been on the highway, but
My
it
brother
was.
had an '81 Camaro. It was like a brown color. I was like, why would you get a brown colored car?
My sister had an 85, and it was maroon.
My brother had an '84 Monte Carlo. It was kind of like that brown with the paneling at the top.
The 2 or 3 old cars we had in the kids around my age was the one had the 68 Camaro, another one had a 66 Cutlass, and then one of the girls had a 70 something Monte Carlo, like they drove in Halloween when they were smoking the weed.
Yeah.
I always like this. If you look down through the engine compartment of the Camaro, it don't have an engine in it.
Yeah, you can see the reflection from the wet ground.
Yeah, you can see down through to the pavement. Yeah. And supposedly that Christine right there, I think, is the one that goes around to the conventions.
Oh, really?
That got the crumpled front end here.
Okay.
And that dude fixed it, and that's the one at the cons, the one I got a picture with.
That's cool. That's so neat.
They had like a black curtain on both sides of it, so you couldn't get a picture of it unless you paid the $40 to go in. And it was like,
And then this here, did you guys ever watch the deleted scenes?
No.
So look behind him. Look behind him there. That car is lowering on the lift. He got crushed by the car before the gas station exploded in the cut scene.
Oh. They built this gas station just to blow it up, right?
I think so.
Yeah, like a set somewhere.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I saw something where they talked to a driver. The guy was talking about being on the radio and not being able to see shit.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Mobico?
I'll be right back, guys and gals.
Okay. Here we go again.
Yay.
When someone tries to run you over, run right down the yellow line.
Exactly. I would be swerving around like this, fishtailing it, trying to
doing something, right?
Something, yeah, I try.
Yeah. Evasive maneuvers. Yeah.
Well, I told David earlier, my first car was a 74 Chevy Nova.
Yeah.
And my best friend, she got her dad's car, so that was a 65 Impala.
Cool.
And we both wrecked our cars our senior year.
Oh.
Coincidentally. Yeah. So she got rear-ended, totaled out the Impala, and then because she got rear-ended and it pushed her into the front car. And then my Nova, I flipped it over because I was not supposed to be driving.
Yeah.
And well, my dad told me he would like to not, it was going to be icing. And he said, well, he would prefer me not to drive. So I took that as like, well, you can try. So I did. And yeah, I flipped it over into the ditch. So
my first was my first was a 78 Dodge Ram Charger SUV.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch the hitcher at the end, the cop's truck that he steals, that's pretty much my truck with different headlights. My grill was different, and then the next one I got, my second vehicle, was an '84 Dodge Ram Charger, which was more the body style like Lone Wolf McQuaid's. So,
okay.
I love it when a Ram Charger pops up in a movie.
You still drive a Dodge, don't you?
Well, I got right now I'm driving a Chrysler van.
Okay.
Abby has a Dodge van, and then I got a couple of old, like 2000 Dodge Durangos.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Mopar all the way.
yeah, it's all I've ever really had. It's what I'm used to working on.
Yeah. I'll have to dig out a picture of my dad's Duster sometime and show you, because he drove that thing up 400,000 miles. I mean,
Yeah.
it drove like a champ. Then my brother that passed away, he bought a blue with white racing stripe one somewhere. And it was supposed to go to his daughter. I don't even know what happened to that car. Probably ended up gotten sold or something, but she was supposed to keep it, but I bet she didn't. So that car was worth some money.
Dad gave me that old 78 as my first, and that was that had been his truck, and
Okay.
it had 320,000 on it when he gave it to me, and I drove it like another 15, and then he had an 88 Ram Charger, and he put about 350 on it, and he had an 89 that he put about 425 on. Yeah, he drove everywhere to work. It like
Yeah.
But he never worked hardly closer than a half hour from home, and sometimes up to an hour and a half away. So a lot of driving.
Yeah. They don't make them quite like that anymore.
No,
To last that long.
in fact, that one with 425 on it, we sold it. I mean, it didn't go to the junkyard. We sold it to someone, and they drove it for a long time. Saw it around town.
There you go.
Yeah. Mostly you keep the fluids changed, and those things would just go forever.
Well, my Nova, I flipped it over, okay, and which was bad. And then we flipped it back over. We hauled it home, flipped it back over, and I mean, it reeked of gas. The gas had leaked out, obviously, from being upside down. But my older brother, got in it and shoved his feet up to the top and pushed the hood back up. And I mean, yeah, it wasn't cosmetically pretty, but it drove fine. Put gas back in it and made sure all the fluids were good. I drove that thing until we got married, so early in the 2000s, and the gas smell finally went away. So now, could you really die like this?
Maybe
I guess you could suffocate. Yeah, suffocate, right? If your belly was big enough and the seat went far enough forward, I guess.
But that fast?
I wouldn't think that fast unless we're like crushing internal organs.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess I shouldn't. Sorry, people. I didn't mean to laugh. That's not funny.
What,
It's
fat guy?
offensive.
Go ahead and laugh.
Fat guy
On behalf
in a
of fat
little
guys,
car.
on behalf of fat guys, you're allowed to laugh.
Okay. All right. Oh.
Now I remember too in the book. I need to read the book again sometime.
I do too.
But like Arnie or Darnell was using Arnie to run drugs, and like Arnie didn't know it. Remember? Wasn't
something like that. Yeah.
it? Yeah, it was like in the Cadillac that he was delivering parts in. There'd also be drugs.
Well, wasn't it part like I was trying to explain to David, which I guess I got a little confused, but the car was possessed. I mean, the car possessed Roland LeBay, the first owner, right? And then when Arnie gets the car, Roland's ghost or his aura or whatever you want to call it, like talks to Arnie, right?
Well,
you remember?
So it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I read the book, but I kind of remembered it as it was Roland either possessing Arnie or Christine, but never both at the same time.
Okay.
Like, okay. And now if Arnie was in the car, and then it was almost like Arnie was whisked away to another time in his mind.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to read the book again. It's been a while. And I think
too.
Weren't they like making the movie at the same time he was writing the book?
It was on the shelf still when this movie was released.
Okay.
I think as soon as the book got dropped, they sold the rights to it, like almost in tandem.
Yeah.
And
I knew,
then, like,
I
the
knew
movie
they
came out
were,
like 6 months later, something like that.
I knew they were very close to each other, but I didn't know if like one influenced the other. Like I know Arthur C. Clarke was writing 2001 at the same time Kubrick was directing it, I think, and like one influenced the other.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard about King's like his his dollar thing, where he would sell the rights to the books for $1 to like people that he really had faith in,
Mm.
like what's his name? Shit, who did the Shawshank Redemption?
Oh, Darabont.
Yeah, Darabont. Him and Darabont got together. Like, he liked what he did with Shawshank, obviously. And then, so when the Green Mile came up, when he was writing it, I think it's some kind of like dollar. I could be wrong, but it was like some kind of cheap price that he'd go ahead and give the rights to someone else.
Yeah.
That he had faith in that could adapt it properly.
I need to find it. There's a picture of since we're talking about Stephen King, made me think of it. There's a picture out there, a meme of John Carpenter, and it says, "Yeah, I'll make Stephen King's Christine into a movie, but we're going to call it John Carpenter's Christine."
Okay.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, it says Stephen King's Dollar Baby program allowed aspiring filmmakers and students to adapt one of his short stories for $1. The program ended on December 31st, 2023. So that's interesting.
It's my first car.
Is that a
It's like a
Buick?
grandma car.
Oldsmobile Omega.
Oldsmobile. Okay.
81.
Let's see.
My second
1970.
one was an 88 Jimmy.
What model was that Oldsmobile though?
Omega.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought it was because I dated a girl that drove an Omega and I thought it looked like that.
Yeah. It had the burgundy interior.
I think hers was like a tan interior.
Okay, here was my first car. See what I mean? That kind of pukey yellow
baby
color?
shit yellow.
Yep.
It's kind of like Ash's Olds, that color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I wanted to get it painted, but my dad said no. He wanted to leave it all, primo, whatever you call it, like
Original.
original. Yeah, my brain is not working tonight. I wanted it like blue, like that, but didn't happen. Then I flipped it over, and then got married. Gave it back to my mom and dad. They sold it to my cousin, who gave it to his son, who teetotaled it out, like completely trashed it. So. Yeah, she's real sensitive.
Didn't one of the posters say that?
Maybe.
I think maybe one of them did.
Mine says she's born to be bad. Now, Cody, do you know what TV show Alexandra Paul was in?
Don't know.
See, he didn't watch it either.
He did.
That's the only other thing I can think of. She was in Back to School, right? With Keith Gordon again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was a TV show in the 90s that a lot of men like to watch.
Let me give you a clue, Cody.
Oh, Baywatch? Okay. I did not watch that show.
See? I didn't either. I was born in X-Files.
You guys.
Nope. There wasn't a single girl on that show hot enough to make me want to watch that shit. That was
really
how I felt about that show.
You mean not even David Hasselhoff?
Especially not him.
Oh. I like, but what was the, oh, well, then you didn't watch the show, but there was a boy, like David Hasselhoff's character, he had a son.
Brody.
Yeah, he was cute. He was in all the Teen Bop magazines. I had a crush on him. I think he got in trouble, didn't he?
I think he got into
And
drugs.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go figure. This is still, I mean, this is a beautifully shot film. It really
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It holds up too.
I tell you, this is one that I've got the 4K of it, and the colors just really pop.
Is it worth upgrading from the Blu-ray then?
I think it is. There's just a lot of blues and reds in this movie, and they look great.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got the 4K of it, and then I've got that World's Ugliest Steelbook for the Blu-ray.
I've got them both too.
I took the Blu-ray. I took the 4K disc and put it in the Steelbook box.
Okay.
Because if I have duplicates of something, I just kind of put one away, like in the back of the cabinet, and try to keep one out to view. So
they'll redo that Steelbook one day, and you'll get what you want.
So.
It's not that bad, though. It's not that
bad. It's not awful.
It's pretty plain Jane, though.
Yeah.
No, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it.
The thing I thought was funny was like when Ben said he got it and like he peeled the plastic off and he thought, well, I can't get this fucking J card off this thing. No, that's part. Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
Let's see. Eric has a question. Yeah.
Would you get in that car with Psycho, Arnie, and Christine speeding down the road?
Yes, I would. I would.
Beth is
as long as you're friends with Arnie, you're okay, right?
Well, I'd be screwed. He would kill me because I mean, she'd kill me. I'm a girl. I'm competition. So.
But you're a redhead, though.
I know I'm evil too.
You're
Watch
evil.
out, bitch. How many times did they say pussy in this movie? Like
Too many.
times?
Yeah.
We need a T-shirt made.
The best smell in the world.
Except for maybe.
Oh. Nobody says that very often in much. I mean, I never hear that word used except like calling someone that, and nobody really says that anymore. I don't know. That's a pretty car.
I always think of the scene from Dusk Till Dawn. We got Stinky.
Yeah. That's a real pretty car.
Yeah.
I think Johnny Lightning makes one of that too.
Oh, cool.
So why didn't Christine chase him after he etched Donnell?
I guess because it was daylight. I don't know.
There's a lot of plot holes in this film.
Are they making another one? Supposedly.
I seem to remember reading a couple years ago they were talking about making a series, but then I've never seen anything. So maybe it died on the vine. I don't know.
Let's look. Remake.
And then she had a story. I guess she's a twin, right? And like brought her twin sister on the set, and they messed with Carpenter. Yeah.
I think Blumhouse is behind it. So.
Yeah, there might be hope.
Let me find that photo.
Well, Blumhouse is behind it. They'll probably get like a January, February release.
Never know.
rushed and it's probably suck.
They don't all suck. Some of them do, though.
So I just noticed something I've never noticed. Let me
What?
look something up. I just want to see if I'm right.
Oh, yeah. Here's this photo, David. Here. So, which is hard to show. I'm going to show it to you. But remember I told you about? Okay. They're in the bulldozer.
Uh-huh.
She's there. That's her twin sister, John Stockwell. There's Carpenter. Look it up. He's like staring up at her, like giving her the side eye, like, who is that? Look, type in Alexander Paul John Carpenter and you'll find the photo. It's like the first one. And it's hilarious. Just him looking up at her like,
I kept thinking that Alexander Paul was a Knight of Talent, but that was somebody else.
oh. I think this was her first, like one of her first roles.
All right, it's not what I thought it was.
Oh.
That when
Yeah.
she climbed in the bulldozer, they were beside an ice cream truck. And
Oh.
for a second there, I thought, that ain't the ice cream truck from Assault on Precinct 13, is it? And it's not.
Oh. Are we going to have a John Carpenter universe?
I wondered. little Easter egg, but
Wouldn't
no,
that be
I was
cool?
wrong. It'd be cool.
She's not really in anything I know other than Baywatch. She did American Flyers, Dragnet, the movie Dragnet.
Yeah, I remember
that. Piranha in 1995.
that.
Don't remember that one.
No, I don't remember Piranha in there.
Looks like a bunch of like, probably straight to video stuff. I don't know. You might know these titles. Prey of the Chameleon.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah.
How does he make that sound? Is it on a synthesizer?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Ooh. Did they make the bulldozer figurine?
I think there might be a play set with it.
Oh,
I'd
really?
have to look. I've got a little thing that is like Christine backed in her stall in the garage, like a little diorama from them. It's not much more than Christine with a little shelf around her. I wouldn't call it screen accurate, but but it's kind of neat.
That's cute.
I got a half dozen of like that scale, and then like the one Dave has, I've got the clean version. I don't have the dirty one.
Okay. What should the film have been called?
Do what?
Someone said, what this film should have been called? Yeah, that's the photo. Isn't that weird? I just like how he's looking up at her like, something's wrong about this.
What should it have been called?
Turtlenecks, the movie.
Hell on Wheels. Boom. Turtlenecks, the movie. I like the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had a model like that. That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
I've got an officially licensed Christine model, but I've never opened it because I suck at building models. So just got the box up on display on the shelf. We bought it off of the guy with the car. Like he had a deal, and it was you could get a picture with the car for like $20, or if you bought something, you got a free picture with the car.
Oh.
So I bought a model kit for the same price as it was to get a picture with the car. So.
Well, yeah, why not?
Yeah, he had like work rags, like shop rags that had Christine printed on them, and some other stuff for sale. But the model kit I thought was the best thing.
Mm-hmm. I haven't put a model car together since I was a kid. I mean, I don't know that I have the patience for it now.
I did a model Enterprise that I got hanging in the office when I was like 21 or so, and I think it was like the last thing I ever tried, besides maybe helping the kids with something.
Well, I bought Connor for Christmas when he was younger. We mentioned David and I were talking about the Dukes of Hazzard earlier, so I bought him a Dukes of Hazzard model kit for us to do. It didn't have the car was not complete, in my opinion, and you know what it was lacking. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So I never put it together. It was missing the flag. I'm sorry, but that's just
That's
that's cheap. Come on. So, Pony Llama. That's product placement.
Yeah.
That got me. I remember that jump scare got me back when I first saw this. It's about the only blood you see in the whole film, right? Like it's
I think so.
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, like the guy on the assembly line dies.
Yeah, but
and
there's no blood.
There's no blood. Then the punks die. No blood.
Yeah, no blood. Yeah.
Darnell gets crushed, choked to death. No blood. Yeah. I've got that emblem out in the barn, that Plymouth V.
That's
friend, the friend I had who drag raced, his grandpa had a 58 Belvedere out in a field just rotting, and he let me take that off the front of the car.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So it's hanging on a post out in the barn. So with some other emblems from my trucks and stuff. So
Now I do like that in some of the cutscenes from this, they made they made Lee and him kind of lovers, or kind of
yeah,
not
like they were
cheating,
falling
but
for each other.
yeah, they started falling for each other instead of just being friends and one.
That
So
seems to
I
make
kind
more
of,
sense.
I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's crippled.
Yeah.
I remember in the book too, it was you had to, her odometer rolled backwards, and you had to get her past the mile that she was damaged at for her to fix herself. And like Arnie pushed her and threw his back out, and he wore a harness like Lubay.
Oh, okay.
That was in the book. And
you remember way more than I do.
and I think the way they killed her was they ripped the back end off of her, so she didn't have, with the bulldozer, so she didn't have a gas tank anymore.
Oh.
So, I mean, they crushed and destroyed, but there's a little more thought behind it. Besides, I'm just going to flatten her.
For sure. Yeah. This
Well,
is
it just
kind
showed
of,
the
you know, a
odometer
little,
on backwards.
yeah.
Yeah, it did,
This is a
but it
little,
never really spells it out like it did in the book.
right.
Why
It's a
didn't she
little,
just get out of the way?
you know, you could interpret this in a few ways if you wanted to, being a little, you know, perverse with the bulldozer on her.
Yeah, I've
Like a
seen a
sexual
lot
thing.
of I've seen a lot of reviews where they talk about the sexual connotations of the movie.
Well, there are a
Like
lot of them.
when she fixes herself, it's for him the first time. It's like a strip tease, and
Yeah.
you know, people really get into it.
Oh yeah. Car porn.
Yeah.
Here we
Or
go.
I don't think it applies now like it did even 25 years ago, but our culture was always obsessed with cars.
Oh yeah,
And
Cody, because they all look the same almost.
yeah, they there's no character in them anymore, I think.
Mm-mm. And that's why, you know what? That's why I think that some like the Bronco, that new Bronco that they brought out, I think
Yeah.
that's why that thing kind of went gangbusters.
I do like the retro styling. The
Yeah, because it's something
Charger, the
different.
Challenger, the Bronco.
Yeah. Now, I'm never going to get on board the Tesla truck. I'm sorry. That thing
That
looks
ugly.
like crap.
That thing, we were just talking about it at work today, and I said, that looks like someone drew a real rough sketch of a DeLorean with straight lines only. You know, it was.
Yes.
When I first saw one, I thought it was like someone just made it in their backyard. Like, what the fuck is that?
It's like it was a joke almost, but
Yeah, like it's something
it's
from Mad Max.
actually a production vehicle.
It looks like I made Connor one time a Valentine box, Valentine's Day, and I made it out of a shoebox and I made it into a DeLorean. So it's, square, comes up like this, back down, wrapped it in tin foil, and that's what it looks like. That Cybertruck. It's so ugly.
I saw a post the other day. It was funny, and it said something like, "Can we all please just put politics and religion aside and agree that the Cybertruck is the most hideous thing ever created?"
Well, someone here locally on, I think it was, my sister-in-law sent it to me on Marketplace or something. They were selling a Cybertruck,
Yeah,
like trying to get $300,000 out of it or something. And the
I've
comments were the craziest part. Like, like they were just trashing this guy for buying the Cybertruck. So.
I've seen a couple in the bigger towns that are like an hour away from us. Seen a couple driving around, and
Oh yeah,
it's just ugly.
Yeah, I'd rather see a DeLorean any day.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
those
would.
things are kind of pretty. They're shinier
Right.
at least,
The
So,
DeLorean is supposed to be coming back.
oh,
They were going to make an electric one,
okay.
but it was going to have the gull wing doors again. I could go on board with that.
It depends on the cost of them,
Yeah.
right? Wonder how much did the DeLorean cost brand new back in the day?
No idea.
Do we know? Okay, I wonder what did Doc have to pay for that car?
Well, he said he said he liquidated like the whole family fortune to get there. So
Fund that. Yeah.
It was
the car and
grand.
the
How much?
car and building a
25
nuclear
grand.
reactor.
In 81.
25 grand in the early
That was
80s.
for which is the equivalent of about $84,000.
I watched a video on the company, well, the DeLorean company that's in Texas or whatever, that's got all the spare parts. They still sell parts and build the cars and refurbish them, and they were talking about like what it would cost you now. And this video is a few years old, but they were talking about $25,000 to $30,000. And they said, and that's pretty much across the board, no matter what. He says, if you find one and you only have to give about $10,000 for it, it's probably going to need $20,000 worth of parts. And so,
Wow.
I did think this was neat. Of course, the doors don't make that sound like they do in Back to the Future. Which I wish they did. Yeah, I wish they did. But there is a shock on the door, and I always thought that shock was to help open it, like a hatch or something, like a hatchback. And they said that the door is actually opened by a piece of steel that is twisted 10 times like a garage door opener. And that shock there is actually to keep the door from opening too fast.
Yeah.
They said if you didn't have that shock there, that door would probably like open so fast it broke off the car.
Oh. Huh. Wow.
It was kind of a neat video about how they were put together, and it's all just steel parts bolted to like this fiberglass floor pan. I mean, for charging so damn much, it couldn't have cost them that much to build, except maybe that it was stainless steel, right?
Right. Is that all that they made? That the DeLorean Motor Company? Or what
I
was it called? What was his name? John DeLorean?
John
That was his,
DeLorean.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the only model they ever made. Was what DMC 12 or something was that model,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they made them for like what 3 years,
I don't know.
2 or
Then
3
he what?
years.
81,
Didn't he get
82,
on
and
drugs
84.
or something?
Yeah.
He got busted for cocaine. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I knew it. Hell of a drug. Oh,
Well, there's the movie. Sorry I was late.
Yeah.
all right. That was fun.
Well, just want to remind everyone, tomorrow night is the Halloween horror trivia. I'll be going live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I didn't get any volunteers, so it's just going to be kind of like whoever is in the chat wants to play along. I'll put it out there tomorrow. If anyone wants to get on screen, let me know and I'll share the link. But I think we're just going to go old school and just read questions, and the first in the chat gets the point. Just
Okay.
playing for bragging rights. Nothing, no prizes.
David won a trivia contest this week, though, didn't
I
you, buddy?
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I was I was a guest on the TSL Slaughtered Lamb podcast, and there was 5 of us competing. We each had to answer 10 questions from the Halloween franchise. I ended up getting 8.5 points and winning the first place prize, which was a autographed mask of the 78 mold with William Shatner's Hancock on it.
That is
Really?
awesome.
That's
Yeah,
sweet. Cool.
yeah,
Those were
I've
tough questions.
they
Oh my
were.
God.
I've
Yeah.
got I've got Shatner's autograph on a little Captain Kirk chair.
Oh yeah,
Cool. The Shat.
the Shat.
The Shat.
How old is he now? Is he in his 80s?
He's
In the
yeah,
90s.
almost.
He's
90s?
he's 92 or 93, I think.
Okay. Wow.
He's
Yeah,
93.
he's up there.
Yeah, he's
That
93.
him and Sulu and Chekhov are the only ones left from Star Trek.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and we lost Terry Gard today, so she was the last of the Young Frankenstein
Young
cast
Frankenstein.
member.
Yeah, and I think she was in a Star Trek episode. Even she was in the one where they deal with Gary 7. I forget the name of the episode.
She was Phoebe's mom on Friends.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like Young Frankenstein. What knockers? Thank you, Doctor. Yeah.
That'd be a fun one to watch.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Oh,
Or even,
okay.
well, Blazing Saddles would be fun.
Oh yeah. We'd like to welcome a warm and hearty handshake. Yeah.
Both are classics. Somebody go back and get a shitload of dimes. Yeah.
We could do Three Amigos. That'd be fun.
That would be really fun.
Actually, just watched that the other night.
Yeah.
And Steve Martin and Martin Short were on one of the late night shows the other night. I forget which one. And the I think it was Seth Meyers, and he said, "Do you remember a time where one of you made the other one laugh so hard it was the hardest you ever laughed?" And Steve Martin said, "Yes, it was when Marty said, 'Let's split the money 50-50.'" And Martin Short said, "And I can't think of a time he ever made me laugh." And Martin Short was just insulting Steve left and right, and he's like, "He's so pale." Said he was born, and his mother. The doctor said, "Congratulations, Mrs. Martin, you had a pillow." And And he said, people say Steve looks great now that he's approaching 80. And he said, Steve, the only reason they say that is because you've looked 70 since you were 30.
Yeah, he has really.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones of Martin Short out there being almost like a roast comedian. I mean, he just
Wow.
rips into the hosts and Steve Martin. It's funny.
Isn't the opening line to The Jerk, I was born a poor black man?
Poor black
Born a
man.
poor black boy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
See, that film could never get made today.
He hates these cans. Get away from these cans. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much.
What's his name? What's his character's name in The Jerk again? It's
I forget.
Yeah.
I forget too. Yeah, I know. I
It's
watched a
been
clip
too
of that
long.
the other day when he's getting his like birthday food.
That was Carl Reiner, right? Did he do that?
How'd you do that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Did you see the little thumbs up on your? You had the thumbs up, David.
Or he was at
There's-
least
right
in it.
How are
What
you
else did
doing
they do?
that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just something.
I don't know. That little thumbs up popped up by your head.
I was just scratching my shirt. That's all I was doing, like this.
I saw it too.
Did you not see it?
I saw
I
one
saw
while
it.
ago.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Thumbs up, people. Did you try it? I guess because I'm the host. Let's see what else works.
Really? I was gonna say, does that really work?
No, I'm serious. I didn't do it. I just did it by itself. Thumbs up, like and subscribe.
Is that something new with StreamYard?
Maybe.
See?
Oh, there it went again.
So cool.
I don't know.
What about this? Nobody's gonna want to watch this. Actually, we have 5 people watching it.
Really?
So, yeah.
Apologize, Eric. We are just being silly now.
Oh gosh. Oh boy.
Beth, any plans for your channel before Halloween?
No, I've
Any
got
more greatest hits coming up?
Yeah, one more on Halloween night.
Cool.
Then I'm gonna probably go back to playing normal soundtracks, and I do have a live stream coming up. I will kind of plug this. I'll share it on the channel, but I'm gonna be on another channel, and we're gonna our favorite 8 Queen deep cut songs,
Cool.
non-singles. So that'll be fun. We're doing that Saturday. So.
Are you still planning a Grease 2 watch along with Brandon?
Sometime if we can coordinate it, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
that thing's been on the books for like 2 years almost. So
Yeah.
I just
Cody, I hate that I missed the stream on Saturday. Are you guys planning another one anytime soon?
Well, we did say that we thought we would try to do one sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Cool.
So maybe we get Beth on there with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll join the sausage party. I'll be the bun. Sorry. That's a literal sausage party reference. Okay?
Yes.
It was a good time. I hadn't talked to Phil. Didn't stay on real long, maybe about an hour, I think, and then a lot of good discussion with both of them though. Been a while.
Yeah, I saw Keith was in the chat section for a little while.
Yeah, I think at one point we had about 15 people watching.
Nice. Yeah, I jumped on for like 10 minutes and then my phone just died. So I was like, it's already almost midnight and Ben said he had to go anyway. So I just thought,
Yeah, we signed off shortly after. Ben was gonna get his exercising in, and then I think he was gonna watch that devil show.
Late night with the devil.
Late night with the devil, so that he could talk about it with Patrick and Mary and someone else the next night.
It's a decent movie. I mean, for what it is.
I don't have Shudder again, so I need to watch it later at some point. I think
it's playing on HBO Max maybe or Peacock, one of those channels.
I saw they put out a glow in the dark VHS of it.
Oh. See? VHS might can make a comeback.
It's trying, I think.
Uh,
Oh, I don't think it's going to have as much success as vinyl, but who
No,
knows?
no. I feel like tape started to do it there for a while, and it feels like they faded back off. Like I'm not seeing a whole lot of tapes again, like I was even just 6 months ago.
The vinyl thing's kind of waning, is everybody's talking about the drop in sales,
well, it's because
the price
Mhm.
it's so
is high.
expensive.
Yeah,
Right.
they might have finally priced themselves out.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, my dog has
Yeah.
let me know he needs to go out, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, guys and gals.
Okay. Well,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
hanging out. This
hosting.
was fun. Yeah,
Thank you.
we need to do it again before Christmas,
Christmas.
hopefully,
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll watch Christmas Vacation or something.
or trains, planes, and automobiles.
I
There
would
you
love
go.
to watch Plane Friends. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a shirt to wear for it,
Okay.
so I'm ready.
I've got
I've
2
got a
pillows.
Dale Griffiths shower curtain ring shirt, so I'm good to go. Let's watch it.
All right, sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you all
See
for hanging
y'all.
out, and hope again tomorrow I'll be hosting trivia night. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, stop by and hang out, and we'll catch y'all next time. Thanks.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye.